pressure required to press down on the guitar strings. I think it's natural to try and apply a lot of pressure to the guitar neck when you're pressing down the guitar strings, but we actually really don't need that much pressure. Also, when you overpress on the guitar strings, a couple things happen. First thing is, we have the tendency to push or pull the guitar strings out of tune. So intonation of a simple C major chord here in our first position, if we overpress, can get a little wonky on us. The other thing that happens is it slows me down. The harder that I press when I'm playing a scale, I'm not able to move as quickly up and down that scale as if I use a much lighter touch. The same thing can be said when you're playing a chord melody or trying to change between a lot of chords in a short amount of time. As you saw in the opening idea, there's a little bit of a chord melody over the A minor, the 2, and my G blues, in which I did this. Making the changes between each one of those chords requires quite a bit of a dexterity, and if I'm pressing down really hard on the strings, it becomes difficult to make those changes in time. So let's talk about a couple quick exercises we can do to work on this. So let's talk about this in terms of our C major scale. Here, starting at the 3rd fret with my 2nd finger, one of the first things to experiment with is how much pressure I need to press down and get a clean tone out of that C root. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to press my finger so that it's lightly touching the string, but I'm not fretting it. It's going to make this sound if you pick the note. The next thing I want to do is begin applying pressure gently while picking at a reasonable rate with my right hand until I get a clean sound out of that note. I'm going to do this with several other notes within this particular scale and see what other strings require as far as pressure goes. Here's my E on the 4th string. Here's my octave C on the 3rd string, 5th fret. I'm also going to do that with my 1st finger. When I find that pressure point that I'm actually making a sound, practice going in between where you're getting the sound and when you're not. You want to give yourself the idea of how much pressure is actually needed to play a note. And then I'm going to want to do the same thing with a chord. I'm taking a C major 7 chord right here, my 1st finger on the root C, 5th string, 5th fret here with my 3rd finger on the 4th string, the G. My 2nd finger's on a B here, 4th fret of the 3rd string, and then on top I have an E under my pinky, 5th fret, 2nd string. Okay, so right now I'm just muting that chord, but let's press down ever so gently until I get the chord with a nice clean sound. There's no buzzing, it doesn't sound like anything's muted. And you get an idea of how much pressure you're actually needing to press down on the string and get the full sound of the chord. This is a great exercise for getting comfortable with how much pressure you actually need to apply to the chords to get a sound. The lighter a touch you can use, the more effective, quick, and efficient you're going to be moving up and down the guitar fretboard. An idea like this is going to be much more difficult to play if I'm really pressing down hard on the guitar strings. My intonation is also going to be better. Take that in consideration when you're playing bluesy ideas out of the pentatonic scale. Again, the light touch gives me better intonation of the strings, and I'm able to glide around the fretboard a lot easier. I hope this helps. And just always remember, the less pressure you need, the faster you're going to be. Be sure to keep checking out my videos for more tips in the future. And if you like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.